Have you ever met someone who carried storms inside their eyes, someone who seemed one step away from giving up, yet you couldn't let them slip away? This is not just a love story, it's a story about battles we don't see, about scars carried in silence, and about the one person who refused to let go when everything screamed to walk away. The rain tapped against the window of the small hospital room. Machines hummed softly, but all he could hear was her voice, trembling and fragile, whispering the words that broke him in ways nothing else ever had. I'm tired of fighting, Daniel. I don't have it in me anymore. Lena's once bright spirit had been dimming for months. The girl who used to laugh so loudly at late-night movies, who used to dance barefoot in the kitchen, was now just a fragile outline of herself. Life had thrown too many blows, an abusive past, a failed dream she had worked years for, and now, an illness that kept coming back harder each time. Daniel stood frozen, her words echoing in his head. He wanted to tell her she was wrong, that she had so much left to live for, that she couldn't just give up. But the truth was, he had seen the pain. He had seen her on nights when she couldn't breathe through her sobs, when she clawed at the bedsheets because her body felt like it was betraying her. He walked closer, kneeling beside her bed. Then let me fight for you, he whispered, gripping her hand. Her eyes, tired and swollen, flickered with something between disbelief and sorrow. Why, Daniel? Why do you care so much? I'm just broken. He shook his head. No. You're not broken. You're bruised. And bruises heal. But I can't. I won't let you go through this alone. But she didn't answer. She turned her face away, as if even hope had become too heavy to carry. That night, Daniel sat in a chair by her bed long after she fell asleep. He replayed their past in his mind. The day they met at a bookstore, her nervous smile when he asked if the poetry she was holding was her favorite, the way she confessed months later that she was afraid he'd run when he saw the darker parts of her. But he didn't run then. And he wouldn't run now. The problem was, how do you fight for someone who no longer believes they're worth fighting for? Daniel knew this wasn't just about medicine or treatments. This was about her heart, her belief in herself, her will to stay. And so, he made a silent vow, if Lena had no fight left, then he would carry the fight for both of them. Even if it meant losing pieces of himself in the process. The following weeks tested Daniel more than anything else in his life. Every morning he'd show up at Lena's door, sometimes with her favorite tea, sometimes with nothing but a smile that he hoped was enough. He read to her when she was too weak to lift a book. He held her hand when she tried to push him away. And when she snapped at him in her pain and exhaustion, he didn't leave, he stayed, quietly, patiently. One evening, when the weight of everything seemed too much, Daniel found her sitting on the floor by the window, knees drawn to her chest. She didn't even look at him when she spoke. You deserve someone whole, Daniel. Someone who won't drag you down. He swallowed hard, kneeling beside her. You don't get it, Lena. I don't want whole. I want you. Even if you're tired. Even if you're scared. Even if some days you hate me for staying, I'm not leaving. Her lips trembled, her tears spilling silently. But what if I can't get better? Then we'll face that. Together. And if the world keeps trying to break you, then it'll have to go through me first. For the first time in months, she looked at him, not just a glance, but really looked. And in that moment, something cracked inside her walls. It wasn't full belief, not yet. But it was enough to let a tiny piece of light slip back in. It wasn't easy. Recovery never is. Some days Lena slipped back into despair, and Daniel had to remind her again and again that she wasn't alone. Other days, he caught glimpses of her old self, her laughter, her stubborn spark, the way she teased him about his terrible cooking. And slowly, like a flower pushing through concrete, she began to fight again, not just because of him, but because he had shown her that she was worth fighting for. Months later, standing hand in hand in a quiet park, Lena whispered, you could have given up on me so many times. Daniel smiled softly, brushing her hair back. You said you were tired of fighting. But I never said I was tired of loving you. Her tears this time weren't from pain, they were from hope. And as he held her close, both of them knew, life wouldn't stop throwing storms. But they had found something stronger than the storms, each other.